Think we're ready?
We're ready. Take off.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Owen.
Grant.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You guys mind if you kind of
Very
start
nice
off?
to meet you.
Go for it.
This is for you,
No?
just to help you kind of follow along with our presentation here. How's your day been so far?
It's been really good, but I did a walkthrough this morning and it was pretty cold.
Yeah.
I'm not really used to that. Yesterday was cold too.
Yeah. A funny story, actually, my first job ever was at Ace Hardware. So it was really exciting for me to come in, talk to you, and just really excited about possibly implementing stop loss bags into Ace Hardware.
Yeah. So if you guys are ready to go, then I really appreciate you guys taking the time for this meeting today. I know we have about 20 minutes. That sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. And the objective of this meeting is just to fill you guys in on what our product has to offer and how it might work within Ace Hardware's walls. Naturally, you guys will have some questions for us, and obviously we'll have some questions for both of you. Typically after this, we'll decide what the next steps are, and if everything sounds good, then we can start here.
Sweet.
Fantastic.
So again, it's Owen and Grant from Stop Loss Bags. And just to kind of go over your needs, Ace Hardware we know has really looks for easy to use products and high quality products. Does that still apply to what you guys are looking for?
Yeah, I think so.
Anything else we should be concerned about throughout this meeting? Anything you want us to touch on?
Yeah, we're kind of just pretty interested in what his profit margin will
Okay,
give us.
yeah.
So maybe touch on that as well as the turnover inventory rate as well.
Perfect. We'll definitely touch on that a little later on in our presentation, but to start out, I wanted to give you a look at kind of what the background of this company is. So it really started on a dedication to minimize waste. Obviously, if you guys are familiar with paints and stains, they go bad after a certain amount of time. So these bags are really generated for stopping that issue. The owner of this product is an engineer and entrepreneur with extensive workload in all sorts of different industries. So he's seen different parts of the business market and has a really diverse range of skills throughout it. He's been passionate about making products that make a change in people's lives. He's actually a stand-in professor this year at the University of Minnesota Duluth, but came up with this product as a way to put his business skills and something that's really going to change the people's lives in the woodworking scene. And that's a little bit of background about where Stop Loss Bags came from.
So diving into some of our best sellers, we have the 4-pack of Stop Loss Bags and the 8-pack. The 4-pack is going to run at $12.95 with the 8-pack at $25.30. The bundle 1 is what we actually brought for you today. That is $22.80, and that comes with a 4-pack of Stop Loss Bags,
Two bags you guys can check out there.
a funnel clip, and 4 extra caps. And then there's also the bundle 2, which is the same as the bundle 1, except it doesn't come with this filtered clip. And like you said, you mentioned profit margin earlier. So these are retail prices, and at these listed prices, you can expect a 36 to 38% profit margin, and the inventory turnover is going to be about 6 to 8 times per year.
Right, I kind of like to show you how this product really works. So this is the funnel like he mentioned that comes in that first package. The cool part about it is this is a general 1-quart size container that most paint comes in, and the funnel fits right over the top, so if you are using a paint can, you can dump it right in with easy access like that. Otherwise, if they're in bigger containers or smaller containers, like he mentioned, we do have the filler clip here, so this comes with all of the bag 1. And how this would be used is you take a clamp, any little clamp that you can find in the workshop, clamp it on to the side of the table, just like this, on your workbench or on any surface that you're looking to use. You then take your bag, open this up. They're going to come with no air on the inside, so blow a little bit in there, just like that. Attach your funnel here. The funnel fits right over the cap. And then these little prongs here actually fit right into this groove that's in there. And then for test purposes today, I want to show you guys with a little bit of water. So you just start dumping your product right in there. And every once in a while, the air will want to come out so you can burp the bag there. So you've got to make sure to hold your funnel here so you don't have any liquid spilling out there. And once you get all your products in there, let it burp out a little bit. You can see that it just gets the air out of there. And pour the rest of your liquid in there. That's all right there. Sometimes you do need to squeeze a little bit to get some of the air out of there. But once it is all filtered in there, have a towel nearby so you aren't making any mess. Set that off to the side. And you can pull your bag right out of that clip. Easy as that. Squeeze out all your air right up to the top. And then cap it off there. And as you can see, no air bubbles in there. That's going to keep your paints and stains fresh as you like them for years and years to come. And then when you're ready to use them, you simply take the cap right off. If you want to just use a little bit, you can pour a little bit out and stop right there, reseal it, and you're good to go. Otherwise, if you want to use all of it, you can simply dump all your product right back out. And then this bag is ready to be filled with some mineral spirits, rinsed out, and then dried, and you're good to go for the next use. So it's just that simple to keep all your paints and stains fresher for longer. And yeah, I think that aligns perfectly with what your customers are looking for, that easy to use and well-made product. So based off the demonstration and what you've heard so far, what do you think your customers would be thinking about this product being implemented in Ace Hardware stores?
Well, first, thank you for doing that demonstration. That really helped me see how the product was used, because I was kind of confused when I first saw it. I was like, how does the paint fit in there? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
I would like to hear a little bit more, unless you have something to say.
Do the bags just come in one size then?
So they do come in one size. So this is our 1 quart size, and with bigger paints and stains, that's why we send them in variety, like multiple packs, so you can have multiple different packs filled with the same liquid. And then the patent in these bags comes in these side corners here. So opposed to the typical Ziploc bag that has square corners, this really enforces that those air bubbles to be coming out. And then as well, they're reinforced with 3-ply plastic on there, so they're gonna be really durable as well.
So if I buy a gallon of paint, I would have to pour it into 3 or 4 of these bags?
Correct. And they're designed so when you use X amount of paint, this is where you can store the leftovers, so that when you need a touch-up job or when you need something down the line, this is going to be where you turn to have that fresh paint ready to go whenever you need it.
Did that sum up your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
And Cassidy, you said you wanted to hear a little bit more. Is there any
Yeah.
particular part?
No, I just like to hear a little bit more about the product. I'm still a little bit confused, so if you could just maybe explain a little bit more of what you guys have, that would be great.
Sure. Yeah. So we feel like this bag really applies to each of Ace Hardware's target markets, from painters to DIYers to woodworkers, and we have a lot of testimonials from customers and from woodworking blogs that really support and really show that customers really like this way to store their stains and paints. And you can flip the page over. And I'd like to point out the testimony on the top left of Kristen from Pennsylvania, just saying how she used it for her marine varnish, and it just saved her hundreds of dollars.
Another point to add is obviously this is something that's going to save your customers money. They definitely, people that will be using paints and stains, always tend to be really expensive, especially in the high-end space. So this is going to be something that's going to be saving them money in the long run, as well as we do offer a full warranty to anybody that experiences any issues with the product. Like I said, we do have a 3-ply construction, so rips and tears are almost zero chance of happening. But if that does tend to happen, we do have a full warranty in place for all those customers and handle any needs that they need.
Yeah, that was something that I was kind of concerned about. If the bags rip, wouldn't that can make a really big mess if it's a paint that stains, carpet, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's just something that I'm concerned about.
But usually when we store the bags together, it's kind of into a 5-gallon bucket. So if there's place in there and you spill, it's obviously not what we're looking for. And it will just be contained to that mess. But Grant, did you want to fill in on the 3-ply feature that we made into implementing into these bags?
Yeah, so as you can see around the outside, It doesn't feel like your general Ziploc bag. If you guys are familiar, they feel kind of thin and easy to rip. So these do have 3 different sheets of plastic that are all mended together towards the outside, giving it a super durable feel and performance when you use it, as well as like I said before, the corners and the top are really where it shines, and really where the patent comes through in this product. So it allows you to be able to easily squeeze the air out, and air is really what is going to drive the oxidation and the aging of the paints and stains over time. So that's really the name of the game, is getting the air out of there and ensuring that nothing can touch it.
Anything else specific you want us to cover for you today?
I think we just need a little bit more.
A little more information?
Yeah.
For sure. So how it would work if we were able to implement this in the Ace Hardware stores is we would send you a full line of our products. You can then keep them with the paint supplies is where we would recommend holding it in the store. Then as people are buying their normal paints and stains, I think a lot of people overlook this issue with their paints and stains because it's just how it always has been. If you want to switch over to the blog testimonials, it talks about, in that bottom left one, if you read the last sentence, it talks about how their power tools and the rest of the equipment in the woodworking shop improve over the years, and so there's no reason why the way they store paints and stains hasn't changed over the years. So it kind of gets overlooked because it's been going the same way for the last X amount of years. So I think now that putting a product like this in front of people's heads and really enforcing that this is going to save them money in the long run, and this is going to be a product that they can use over and over again, is really going to be beneficial for Ace Hardware as well as for Stop Loss Bags to really be pushing that.
And on top of that, so the only other substitute for this would be, just keeping the paint in the bucket that you sell it in, or like putting it into a 5-gallon bucket, thing like that. And those tend to dry out in 45 to 55 days. And we've actually studied this. With the air completely squeezed out, it will only take out 0.3 to 0.5% of liquid for a whole year. So customers are really being able to expand the lifetime of their stain and paint when they use Stop Loss bags.
I guess I do have a question. So we really prioritize eco-friendly products at Ace Hardware. So how do we know that the products are going to be environmentally friendly and go along with our values of that?
Yeah, so like what we mentioned before, stain and paint's gonna last longer. But with the bag itself, we mentioned we can use mineral spirits to wash it out, so we can reuse the bag as much as you want, and it just keeps adding on to that lifetime value of the paint and stain that you're gonna be adding in there.
Right, and we get that question a lot, we're looking at a plastic bag, and obviously plastic doesn't get the best rep these days, but it's really in the waste that we're minimizing as far as cans and the paints that they come in. As they go bad, they're going to be throwing away a lot more of unusable equipment when they don't have these bags, and being able to use these over and over again and not really having an end life. This is really going to be environmentally friendly as far as being able to use and minimize that waste in the long run.
So you mentioned the mineral spirits. That's not very eco-friendly, I don't think, because you have to put it down the drain, and it's not very good for the environment. Do you have anything that could?
Yeah, so a lot of our users actually keep a designated mineral spirits bucket just for their Stop Loss bags, so you can actually reuse the mineral spirits that you use to clean the paint, run that back through into your bucket, and you can keep using that over and over again as well. So people a lot of times get that in big buckets, and that isn't something that dries out over time, so they're able to also reuse that mineral spirits and be able to put it to use with these bags.
So with all that said, are you guys feeling comfortable about placing Stop Loss bags into Ace Hardware stores?
Yeah, I just kind of think it's a pretty tedious job to fill the bag. I don't know if our customers would really do well with that.
And when talking about the Ace Hardware demographic, we know it's majority, if you want to go back to the test or the target market size, we know it's a lot of painters, DIYers, and woodworkers, and these people are some of the most intricate people in the market. They're into the fine details, and all their other projects are all about making those fine details count. So we think a fine detail of putting their paint and stain into a bag afterwards is going to be a minute difference compared to them normally just putting the cap back on and putting it away. Yes, it's an extra step, but in the long run, they're going to be benefiting so much by having these paints and stains last so much longer.
And also in the bag, it comes with a set of instructions to use, and also I would be more than happy to come by and show your employees how to use Stop Loss bags, give them the demonstration like we just gave you. Kind of just make them more comfortable with the product and being able to sell more to customers in the long run.
Yeah,
Thank you.
of course, hope that covered your answer, your question.
I just don't know if maybe we're quite ready to like expand to a lot of places. I don't know. Meredith is the decision maker here, but
Yeah, I don't know, maybe we could just kind of do a test trial with just our Duluth location.
Yeah, so if we could just get our implementation into all the Duluth locations, and then after that, further branch out into more Minnesota locations and see how it runs in Duluth, and then further branch out into the Minnesota locations, I think it's gonna be an awesome product throughout the entire state. So that definitely would be a huge upside for both of our companies, if you guys would like to implement these products within all of your stores in Minnesota. But if you guys would like to step back and just do a Duluth trial run, we could definitely be open for that as well.
I think that would probably be our best bet.
All right,
But yeah, we'll get that drawn up and, yeah.
send some paperwork over to you next week.
awesome.
Fantastic, you guys. Thank you very much for your time.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.